Welcome to How to Make an Angry Birds Bunker by me, Elizabeth Merrick. I'm going to show you how to make those bunkers that you might have seen on some Angry Birds cakes. This is a great project for making your kid or the Angry Birds lover in your life a fun cake. This is just for personal use. It's not meant for commercial use since I don't have licensing or know how to get licensing or anything like that. This is just what I do when I want to make an Angry Birds cake. Start out with some really melty mini marshmallows. I'm going to add some rice cereal. I buy the bulk kind in a bag. Add a bunch in there. I'm going to be making a bunch of bunkers, so that's why there's so much, but obviously you wouldn't need to make this much. Just kind of fold that all in there. I haven't added any butter or anything like that. Make sure that's nice and combined. Trying to get the cereal off the bottom. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I have a little bit of shortening that I use for my hands so that it doesn't stick. Because marshmallows stick to everything. Take a I don't know, about that much. Kind of compress into a ball. So we're going to make this into a bunker. So after I shape into a ball, press down. And I kind of think of this as a kidney bean. Kidney bean shape. It's got an indent here, rounded on the outside. And then flip it over. Keep squishing. You could make this really any shape. This is just the shape that I always make them. And try and keep the top flat because that's where the little piggies sit. Alright, there we go. We're gonna let that dry, set up. I usually let it set up overnight and then we'll add the royal icing and the fondant and I'll show you that part. So we're ready to put the fondant on top of the bunker. I've got my supplies here, a rolling pin, an X-Acto knife that you only use for baked goods, a offset spatula, and this is like a pebble texture mat that you can get at a cake supply store, and some royal icing. So the first thing I do is roll out the fondant, little powdered sugar so it doesn't stick. Roll this out so that it's big enough to cover the bunker. Definitely don't want this to stick. pretty good. Use my mat here to press in the texture. Set that aside. Then add my royal icing. I'm going to add it around the sides first. This allows your fondant to stick to the bunker, makes it nice and firm. Put some on the top. Take the fondant and lay it over. Then gently, try not to mess up your texture. Then use your X-Acto here to cut around about 1/4 inch all the way around the bottom. Then fold that under so you have a nice clean edge. Sure you don't have any royal icing on the top. And then I'll use the texture pad again. So you can see here on the top so that that's nice and defined and nice and flat. Gonna add a little water around the edge. So that we can add a border. Enough. Start at the back, work your way around. I'm going to put one around the bottom too. Just get it a little wet so that it has enough to stick. We'll add another one. Got a little bit of royal icing on the outside here, so I'm going to use some water to rub that off. It's okay if it's a little bumpy. It's supposed to be a bunker. And then I would give this a nice steam or spray with some water to get rid of any of the powdered sugar that's on the outside here. So here we have our bunker all finished, sprayed. Still a little bit shiny because it's still drying, but you get the idea. Perfect time to start adding some little piggies. Keep in mind this tutorial is for your personal use, not for professional use. So you can make this great cake for your kids or for your friends' kids or anybody who enjoys the Angry Birds game. Tune in for video number 2 where I'll show you how to make these little pigs as well as a little frying pan for the front. And video 3 where I show you how to make the Angry Birds and the slingshot. Thanks for watching.